Today I'm going to show you 5 different examples of how I use my Zoom H6 handy recorder. The Zoom H6 is probably the most versatile piece of audio equipment I own, and is an invaluable part of my production kit. If you already own one, or if you are looking to buy one, this may give you some extra ideas on how you can use it. So, let's get right to it. Example number 1. The Zoom H6 can be used as an audio interface for your computer or mobile device. This is the functionality that I use the most often, and I'm using it right now to record this video. With a microphone plugged in, such as my Shure SM58, I use it to record all of the narration for my YouTube videos. Just connect the Zoom H6 to your device using USB and select Audio Interface and Stereo Mix using the scroll button. Once inside your audio recording software, I use Adobe Audition, make sure you have the Zoom H6 selected as the input device in your hardware preferences. Now, when you hit record, you will be capturing audio directly from your microphone through the Zoom H6 and into your computer. You could also use it this way for podcasting, video conferencing, or while streaming video games. Just make sure you have your input device set to the Zoom H6 on whatever piece of software you're using. Example number 2. Occasionally I like to use the Zoom H6 as a field recorder to capture ambient background noise or sound effects from nature to use in my projects. The included XY microphone does an excellent job of capturing high bitrate stereo audio. I have 2 important tips here. 1. Cover your XY microphone with a dead cat, which can be purchased inexpensively on Amazon. This will completely cut out offensive wind noise. 2. Set up the Zoom on a tripod, preferably with a shock mount attached, to eliminate any handling noise. Bring along a good pair of headphones as well so you can monitor your recordings. Example number 3. I use it as an audio interface for my cameras. This is probably the main reason why I bought the Zoom H6 in the first place, as a way to connect microphones to my mirrorless cameras while shooting interviews and video content. Most commonly, during one-person interviews, I connect my Sennheiser shotgun mic, mounted out of frame on a boom, via XLR cable to the Zoom H6. It provides a very clean and directional signal and doesn't require any phantom power. For shoots where I need to mic more than one person, I either use wired handheld mics or wired lavalier mics. The Comica XLR lav mics I own require 48 volts of phantom power, which can be turned on for each channel on the Zoom H6 that they're plugged into. To do this, go to the Input and Output section of the Zoom H6 menu, select Phantom Power, On/Off, and then select the tracks that you have your mics connected to. Each of the mic tracks are recorded separately on the Zoom, and I also run a cable from the line out through Y-splitters to all of my cameras so that they are synced with the microphone audio. Example number 4. I use it as a multi-track recorder. This is the most interesting way to use the Zoom H6 if you are a musician or are recording multiple musical instruments. In my case, I have a drum machine that outputs multiple voices that I can connect separately to each of the inputs on the Zoom. I own the EX-H6 attachment that allows me to connect a total of 6 mono inputs at one time. The Zoom H6 will record each of these inputs as a separate WAV file directly to an SD card. If you connect the Zoom to your computer or mobile device, as described in example 1, you can capture a multi-track recording directly within your favorite DAW. Just make sure you select the multi-track mode with the selection dial when you first connect the Zoom to your device. Example number 5. I use it as a stereo recorder. I have used the Zoom H6 many times to capture a stereo signal coming from a piece of audio hardware. For instance, it is great for sampling vinyl by connecting it directly to a turntable. It works well for recording performances from stereo musical instruments like an SP404 Mark II. I have also used it many times for recording audio coming out of a mixer during interviews and live streams. When recording a recent press conference for a local tennis champion in a venue where I could not set up my own microphone, the Zoom H6 came in clutch, as the audio technician running the PA system for the room let me plug my Zoom H6 into one of the free outputs on his mixing board. For instances like this, it is always a good idea to keep a few different types of audio cables and adapters with your Zoom, so you can plug into different types of audio gear. Here's a tip. There is a -20 dB pad on each of the main channel inputs that you may need to engage if you are using a line-level output from your audio device. Also, you can merge your left and right inputs into one stereo track by holding down the two input selection buttons on the top of the recorder. Now, when you press record, the Zoom will create one stereo file containing the audio information from both left and right channels. So, these are the 5 ways that I use my Zoom H6. It is so useful and such a key part of most of my workflows that I really couldn't live without it. Do you own an audio recorder? Do you own a Zoom H6? I'd love to hear how you use yours. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, happy recording.